What's up everyone, this is Travis with Violent Zen, and in this video I'm going to show you the universal training macros calculator spreadsheet that I put together for some trainer friends of mine and thought it would be useful for everyone else, so I'm making it available. First thing I want to point out real quick is this is an Excel template file. So what you want to do when you download this is put it in a safe place. When you open this, what's going to happen is it's going to open a new file. So open that up and then save it immediately to a new location with a date and whatever else you'd like. If you mess something up in that file, then you can go back to this original template file and have the base to go off of again. So with that said, let's jump into the instructions real quick. I just have a couple things on this. Biggest thing is click here to get notified when I update this calculator. This is kind of a beta, so what I'm doing is I have a subscription set up for whenever I make modifications to the spreadsheet. I don't do a lot of emailing, so you're not going to get spam by me, so go ahead and sign up for that. The other thing too is I used the iifym.com calculator. I can't even remember what that stands for, but I just used the macros calculator portion of that to figure out some information for myself. It seems to work pretty good, but you can also just go out and search for diet macro calculator or macros calculator or something like that. We don't endorse, Violent Zen does not endorse them at all. We don't make any money off of them. We don't do anything. A friend told me about it, so it worked and I used it. That's it. Last thing on here is I'm not an expert with Excel. It took me quite a while to create these spreadsheets, and I think they're pretty handy, but I would really like some feedback from anyone that's using it. If you find any problems, any bugs or whatever, you can click here to leave comments and feedback on the website, or just send me an email, send us an email, and use the subject Universal Macros Calculator feedback. With that said, let's jump in here. The first tab that we're going to look at, you can calculate by grams or percentages. And in the macros by grams tab, all you need to know are your grams for carbs, protein, and fat, and it'll automatically calculate your calories for you. And what you can do is you go in here, you can select anywhere from 1 to 7 meals. So you can type this in manually, you can hit whatever you want, and it'll automatically calculate all this for you. Or you can select from this drop down. Another thing too, over here you can modify any of this green right here. You can modify the blue, yellow, and green on this tab. Call it anything you want, put the times in there you want, and all of that. If you do want to modify anything manually, you just have to make sure that your totals down here are 100% of your daily amounts. So if I wanted to go in here and say I only wanted to do 3 meals, it calculates it for me, but at breakfast I only want 25 grams of carbs. So that's showing my daily total in red now because it's off, and I'm negative 34.7 on my my number of grams. So I can just go in here and say, let's see, I want to do a snack at 75, and then I'm off about 20, so I'm going to bump that up to 80. Which was too much. It's 1 over now. And there's a plus or minus 1 on that, so it's not a big deal. So 79. Right there, everything's zeroed out. This will show you your percent of the total grams for the day. This is the percent of the meal. So this meal is 12% carbs. This one's 30, 31, on and on. Same thing with the off-day macros. Go down here, select, you can put in your carbs, protein, and fat grams, select your number of meals, modify that if you want, or don't modify that. On the percentages macros, very similar. All you need to do is put in the percentage of your daily intake for carbs, protein, and fat, and your calories. And what that'll do is automatically calculate everything here for you. Same thing here too, is you can select the number of meals you want, or type that in manually, or come down here and say you want, say I just want to go 25, 75, and then I'm over, so I can just set that as 0. Also, the other thing I did was I've started tracking sugar, so I thought that'd be interesting to do. This has no effect on anything over here. This is reference only, but I thought it's handy to put in the amount of sugar you're eating per meal, because the amount that the World Health Organization recommends is really low compared to what most people get. It's around a Red Bull. So if you drink more than one of those a day, you got a lot of sugar. Last thing, when you go to print this, I made this also so it would print real nicely on a one page, so you can hang it on your fridge, you can hang it in your kitchen, wherever you want, you can fold it up, do whatever you want with it, but it prints out real nice so you know exactly what you are doing. With that said, that is all I have. Like I said, leave me some comments, leave us some questions, anything you come up with, we'd really appreciate it. And while you're out there, feel free to subscribe to us on YouTube, Travis with Violent Zen. And remember, it's not about how you train, it's about why you train.